Let's move on to 2.3. The number of chromosomes in the somatic cells, in other words, in the body cells, we're not talking about gametes here, of organisms differs from species to species. And we're shown in the graph the number of chromosomes in each somatic cell of 3 different species. Look at our graph, the heading, the number of chromosomes in the somatic cells of 3 different species. There's our 2 variables. On the x-axis, we have the independent variable. We're looking at a giraffe, a mouse, and a pineapple plant. On the y-axis, which shows us what we're measuring, or our dependent variable, we've got the range of the number of chromosomes, ranging from 0 up to 60. We can see that the giraffe has 30 chromosomes. The mouse, on the other hand, has 40 chromosomes, while the pineapple plant has 50 chromosomes. Grade 12s, we haven't even looked at the questions yet. We've simply unpacked the information that we've been given. We have familiarized ourselves with that information, and now we can proceed on to look at those questions. How many chromosomes will be present in mouse cells during telophase 2 of meiosis? By the time we get to telophase 2, it's right at the end of meiosis, we know we are talking about haploid conditions now. So we go up to our mouse and we see that normally in a somatic cell or a body cell, we have 40 chromosomes. But in a gamete, we would have half of that. So how many chromosomes will be present? 20. 20, which is half of 40. How many chromosomes will there be present in a leaf cell of a pineapple plant? And a leaf cell, remember, is a somatic cell. So this is a really easy one. In somatic cells, we have 50 chromosomes in the pineapple plant, so our answer there is 50. Explain why the sperm cell, remember the sperm cell is a gamete, and we know that gametes are haploid. Explain why, 4 marks for an explanation. Explain why the sperm cell of a giraffe has 15 chromosomes. So we come up to our giraffe here and we see that the somatic cell, the normal body cell, would have had 30 chromosomes. So let's earn our 4 marks. The body cell, you could also use the word somatic cell, has 30 chromosomes. And I would say that then you need to say that this is the diploid chromosome number. In the sperm cell, we've undergone, or the giraffe has, undergone meiosis, which is the reduction division. And at the end of meiosis, we end up with haploid gametes. And haploid means it has half the number of chromosomes, therefore 30 divided by 2 equals 15 chromosomes. And our explanation now not only says that there are 15 chromosomes, but it's explained why. That at the end of meiosis, and the meiosis was used to produce the gamete or the sperm cell, we have a haploid chromosome number. So we've unpacked our answer. Name the phase of meiosis. So now we just have to name or identify the phase of meiosis where the halving of the chromosome number begins. So we start off with a cell that's got, let's say, 3 chromosomes from the mother and 3 homologous chromosomes from the father. We're not using 30 and 15 because that's just far too much to draw. So we're just using a hypothetical example. That's where we start off. And those chromosomes then go and join up and lie next to each other in their homologous pairs. And we know that happens during prophase 1. We also know that crossing over happens in prophase 1. And at the end of prophase 1, we move into metaphase 1, where our homologous chromosomes now orientate themselves on the equator of the cell. So that's metaphase 1. Then from metaphase 1, we go into anaphase 1, and that is when our spindle fibers that are attached to the centromeres start pulling the chromosomes in opposite directions. And here we have anaphase 1 showing 3 chromosomes at one pole and 3 chromosomes at the other pole. We still have a single cell with 6 chromosomes in it. So we haven't shown halving happening as yet. We're then going to go into telophase 1. And in telophase 1, we're going to either have a constriction of the membrane, or if it was a plant cell, we'd see a plate being laid down. And now each daughter cell has 3 chromosomes. We started off with a cell with 6 chromosomes. We're ending up with 2 daughter cells, each with 3 chromosomes. 3 is the half of 6. Where did this start to happen? Our answer here is telophase. And we can't just leave it at telophase, because remember, there's telophase 1 and telophase 2. We have to indicate that it is telophase 1. Let's look now at 2.3.4, and you're going to find out that you've already actually answered it, because 2.3.3 just asked for the name of the phase. And now we have to describe the events in that phase, where you will talk about the cell membrane constriction, or if it was a plant cell, the cell plate that gets laid down. And now we have 2 cells, and each of the cells has half of the number of the chromosomes that were in the original cell.